Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time of seeing me, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to watch my video. You're on the right channel. My name is Gloria Chiwendo. In case if your first time of seeing my face, thank you so much for taking the opportunity. I really appreciate. In this video I'm going to be doing a sit down video. Yes, first time personal experience. I've seen quite a lot of YouTubers do this video and I'm like, yeah, why don't I do it? So here, I hope you sit down, enjoy, and you're sure going to be entertained. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a good day. So right now I'm going to go ahead and start the video. The first question I have is what do you do first when you wake up? Because I sleep with my baby. Whenever I wake up, the first thing I do is check if she's okay. Then I take my phone. Yes, I always forget to pray, but these days I'm trying to, like, when I take my phone, the first thing that comes to my heart is like, no, you need to say a little prayer before you take your phone to check. So normally I just check my phone. What app do I go to when I wake up? The first app I go to is actually WhatsApp, because that's where a lot of my family and friends, I speak to them through WhatsApp. So that's the first app I actually use when I wake up in the morning. The other question is, have you broken any bone in your body? I've not broken any bone in my body before, but I don't know if I could call my toenails a bone. I remember when I was in uni, I fixed my nails and I was climbing the step in my hostel, and I hit my toenails on the staircase, and the thing just went off. My nails came off. My two toenails actually they've all gotten broken and they regrew. So would you call that a bone? I guess yes. I've broken. That's the only thing I've broken. I'm very careful. So the other question is first country I ever visited. The first country I ever visited was England. Yes, after I got married, the first country I went to was England. When I landed in Heathrow, my eyes was like, London, here I come. Yeah, it's not. So this is when I was like, is this London? The air was different, the environment was different. I was seeing Oyibo everywhere. My eyes were shining. I was like, oh, so finally this is the London that everybody has been talking about. So the first country I actually visited was London. First makeup item. The first makeup item I had was eye pencil. Yes. My mom is not a makeup person, so the first makeup I got for myself was an eye pencil. So I remember after my secondary school, I used to put like you line your lips with eye pencil, then you put Vaseline. I didn't have lip gloss. I put Vaseline, then you do like, and it makes your lips a little. That was actually the first makeup item I bought, an eye pencil. Yes. So first ever plane ride. My first ever plane ride was Enugu to Lagos. Yes, I remembered when I met my husband. So he landed in Lagos and he asked me to come to Lagos. I was so, like, in my mind, I was gingering myself, giving myself courage, but I was petrified. I was so scared. I said, God, if something happened to my family members, I was flying to Lagos to go and see him, because then he hasn't seen my parents yet. I was like, if something happened, if there's a plane crash, my parents, that's the least place they will ever think that I am. And here I am going to visit a man on the plane. So it was so scary. I remember the woman in the plane, I think she was an old woman. She was flying to Lagos as well. I think her kids were bringing her to Lagos for treatment or something. She was screaming and shouting, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus, till that plane landed. It was so scary. And you know, Nigerian airline, I think it was Arik. Yes, it was Arik airline from Enugu to Lagos. That was my first plane ride. First time you were allowed to wear makeup. My mom, as I said earlier, my mom is not a makeup person, so she didn't really have much to say. But I remembered when I was in boarding school, we used to take white powder, we'll put it on our lips, then we'll put Vaseline on it. So it's like white lipstick. We'll put it, then we'll put Vaseline over here. You put Vaseline over here, then you use Vaseline to line your eyebrow. If you did that in secondary school growing up, just leave a comment below about your experience. So that was my first time that was my experience about putting makeup. So that was what I used to do. Like every time I finish having a bath, I'll take Vaseline, I'll rub it about over here, I'll rub on my eyebrow, on my brow, then I'll put powder and I'll put it on my lips. Guy, it's not today I started, guy. Yeah, so oh no, my aunties actually, first time, okay, when I did it myself was then, but when we're growing up, My aunties always told my mom that since she never used to wear makeup, she needs to put makeup on I and my sister. So my mom used to actually put eye pencil on our face and red lipstick on our lips, even though she didn't like it. So that is it really. First YouTuber you subscribe to. I think the first YouTuber I subscribed to was Niger God, either Adana and David, or Niger Goddess Ifoma. I think either one of them was the first YouTubers I started watching. Yes. First celebrity crush. I can't remember the name of the guy in Prison Break. Yes, the main guy in Prison Break. He was actually, I had a diary. I had a diary that my cousin sent to me. When I watched Prison Break, I started crushing on the guy. So later I found out he was gay, and I'm like, oh, my loss. So first cooking experience. Okay, I'm the Ada in my house, but my younger sister, I'm just about a year plus older than my younger sister. So my younger sister was the one in charge of everything. I never used to cook, and my parents, they thought I was going to be like, if I don't cook at home, if I go to a husband's house, how am I going to cook? So that was part of the reason why my dad actually sent me to go and live with my auntie, because I refuse to cook. I will not cook, I will not eat. You cook, you eat. Your food, don't give me. So I went to live with my auntie in Onitsha. That was where I learned I started learning how to cook a lot of dishes. So my cooking experience, I think I'll give it to my auntie, because I learned a lot of things from her. My mom wasn't too particular. My younger sister was doing the cooking, so what's the point in stressing me? Yes, so I was enjoying myself. My first ever phone, I think Nokia 3310. Nokia 3310 was my first ever phone. Yes. Have you ever been electrocuted? Yes. When we're growing up, my dad was so crafty. You know the boiler that you used to boil water? My dad will buy a boiler. He would take off the head the socket that you used to plug it to the wall, and leave it open, because my elder brothers, they were always his iron. My dad always liked to iron. So every time they iron, they will get their clothes burnt, and they will leave a scar on the iron, and my dad don't like that. So for my dad to make it like a bit difficult or scary for us, he will always take off the head of the iron, so that when you go to plug it, it will shock you. Or the first time I got electrocuted was my dad would plug water with the boiler, you know, the boiling ring. I don't know if they still have it now in Nigeria, but the boiling ring, my dad, if he plugs water, he would take the boiling ring and hold it with one hand and put his other hand inside the water to feel if it's hot enough. So one day I went to try. The next thing I heard was like the electric shock. I never used to go close to iron and boiling ring. Never. Even now that I'm married with kids, I just started ironing. I never used to iron my clothes. My husband would like, iron your clothes, and I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to iron my clothes. So sometimes he will help me iron my clothes, but like I was so scared of ironing. First friend in university. Yes, my first friend in university was, I'm gonna call her name. Her name is Prudence. Yes, Prudence, you know yourself. She was my first friend in uni, because I did diploma. So when I came, they already started the section. So I saw somebody that was light skinned like me, and she was a bit pretty, and I'm like, oh, let me just go. And we started talking, and she became my best friend. And I had another friend called Josephine, so we became like the three musketeers. So that was, and we're still friends till now. Prudent, yes, I speak to her almost on a daily basis. So my first language is actually English. Yes, English is my first language, then Hausa. Yes, Hausa, then Igbo. Yes, I speak when I was in the north. Yeah, Hausa, Igbo. Yeah, that was my first language. So, first ever swear word. What do you classify as swear word? It's not these days that you use the F word and stuff like that. Growing up in Nigeria, it's not common for you to use the F word. So something like, oh, you dey craze, or your mama, or I go slap you, or thunder fire you, all those kind of words. Would you call them swear words? If you call them swear words, so that's one of my swear words, my first swear words. Do I have a tattoo? No, I don't have a tattoo on my skin. Yes, I don't have, and I don't want to have anyone. I don't really fancy. I just find it a bit tacky. Like, I don't like it. So I don't have any tattoo. Online profile picture. My online profile picture, I think, is a picture of me in the car driving. I think so. Maybe I went to church or something and I just found the picture to be like a little subtle and calm. So that's my online picture at the moment. First movie I watched in the movie, the first in the cinema. The first movie I watched in the cinema was actually Avatar. Yes, I watched it. That was one of the first dates I had with my husband. He was the first person to take me to the cinema. So that was the first movie I watched, Avatar. So the other question is first movie I watched growing up. When we were growing up, we had this TV that had door. So my dad used to lock the door. When he's going out, he will lock the door of the TV, lock it, and take the key. So what we used to do, we go to the neighbor's house and we'll be peeping through the window. Sometimes the children, maybe if you fight with them, they will close the curtain. So we'll use stick and open the curtain a little bit and be peeping and watching the movie through the window. If my dad catch you watching a movie in somebody's house through the window, the beating you will get is not here. My dad actually never like flogged me or caned me. It was only my brothers and my sister. My dad always treated me with, I had special treatment when it comes to my dad, and he knows it. But well, I turned out great. I turned out great anyway. So first time I got into a fist fight. Let me draw my seat properly. Fist fights. Okay, when I was in university, I used to fight with my younger sister, but I wouldn't call it fist fight because she was bigger than me and she used to beat hell out of me. So when I was in uni, I decided to go and take money from somebody to be my roommate. The girl, because I'm kind of a very calm, easygoing person, so the girl, she overpowered me. I used to be scared of staying in my room. So I had this friend, Uju. Uju was like, how would you pay? You're the owner of the room. She's squatting in your room and you're always running away from her. Then I said to Uju, I don't know what to do. So that day she came with her friends and my bedspread was white. And I said, your friends are not going to sit on my bed. She picked up a fight with me. We started fighting. So two of my friends came to my rescue. They rescued me from her. Then she had a boyfriend that was a police officer. Then she called the police on us. The police came to our hostel to arrest us. When the police people came in, I heard the policeman speaking Hausa language. I said, okay, this one is Mutumi Nani, you know? I went into my room. I wore the Hausa jalabia. I put the scarf. Then I came out and I greeted him in Hausa language. And you know, the good thing about Northerners is the moment you speak their language, you automatically become their friend. So I spoke to the guy in Hausa language. I'm like, Sadnu. And he's like, so he tried to speak Hausa to me and I replied in Hausa. So I just knew that case was already a done deal. So that was my first experience of a fist fight. Yes. So have you ever been to a praying house? Yes. When all this, like in my uni, I experienced a lot of things in uni. Yes. In uni, there's this place, they call it in Enugu. I went to uni in Enugu, so a home monastery. So a friend of mine, she said, let's go to the mountain to pray. There's a praying house there. So we got there. When the prayer people saw me, because I had red nail polish, red lipstick, and I'm light skinned, so they were now talking among themselves, we have seen somebody we're going to cast demon from. And I was looking at them and like, just because I have red lipstick and red nails and I'm light skinned, they automatically assume that you are an Obanje in Nigeria. Once you're light skinned, they're like, she's Obanje. So in my mind, I was like, you should come and pray for me. Come and touch me and see what's going to happen. So that was actually my first experience. I didn't allow them to pray for me anyway. When it was time for prayer, when both of them came, I said, please, I really, really appreciate if you don't pray for me. Just take a walk. I'm fine. I'm here to pray for myself. I'm going to pray for myself and I'm going to deliver myself. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for taking the time to sit down and enjoy this video. Tell me what you like or what is your experience as well about your first experience, maybe flying or visiting a country or your first makeup. I would really like to know about it. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification button, the bell, the bell, so that you get notified whenever I post a video. I really appreciate, and I will see you in my next video. Remember, you are you. Don't let anybody change you. Don't let anybody change your value, your belief, your integrity as a person, because that is what makes you you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.